Welcome to the HCM TV video blog, where today I'm going to share the Human Capital Management Industry Year-End Review, a recap of the biggest news, views, events, and happenings that occurred in the HCM, HR, and payroll industries during the year 2012 and delivered in 10 minutes or less. I'm Chuck Schaefer, and in 2012, a number of significant industry changes took place, including alterations to the software vendor landscape, an increased push towards HCM technology innovation, and a host of emerging trends. So let's get started with the industry M&A news first. With 2012 starting out with the official close of the SAP SuccessFactors transaction, closely followed by the completion of the Oracle Taleo acquisition, and wrapping up with the relatively recent M&A deals between Microsoft and Yammer and IBM and Connexa, the HCM technology vendor landscape demonstrated a state of flux that shows no signs of lessening anytime soon. Add to that the Workday IPO, and it's clear that the software vendor activity in the HR and broader HCM technology market has been hot. But that's not all that happened by a long shot. After all, the corporate executive board acquired big data provider SHL, Salesforce closed its deal with Ripple and rebranded the product Work.com, and a number of smaller software publishers began what is sure to be the beginning of their build and buy product strategies and evolutions. From the HR tech markets movement, here's the big picture of what we think you should know about these vendor consolidations. First, for starters, these activities leave a number of strong candidates in play for the market's next round of M&A. From the talent management innovators such as Silk Road Technologies and SumTotal to point solutions like Bullhorn. Although we've likely seen the last of these major purchases like Taleo, SuccessFactors, and Connexa, there are literally hundreds of other innovative, best-of-breed solutions on the market that are ripe for the picking. And it wouldn't be surprising to see the buying spree that started in about the tail end of 2011 continue forward. Second, businesses the world over are consistently seeking to simplify their HRIS and HCM technology infrastructures and calling on their vendors to take action in order to achieve end-to-end HR and payroll solutions that are seamlessly integrated. Software buyers are showing they are more interested in having a vendor-managed HR technology stack with a consistent user experience than a piecemeal best-of-breed offering. That puts significant pressure on those vendors that operate in only one area of the HCM technology market. In addition to the software vendor consolidation that occurred during the year, 2012 also saw the emergence and growth of a number of trends and innovative technologies in the human capital management space. For instance, software as a service, or SaaS, has been a top growth trend in 2012, and Workday's previously mentioned IPO is an example of that. As SaaS HR solutions increase new version releases from years to seasons, thereby delivering more innovation more frequently, and as increasing number of businesses are reevaluating what they need to get out of their respective HR, payroll, and talent management systems, the cloud has begun to emerge as a preferred deployment model for HCM applications. In 2011, Gartner's HCM hype cycle placed the cloud at early mainstream. But now it would seem that the vendors, as well as the customers, have marked 2012 as the year where cloud computing for HR systems officially reached the beginning of mainstream adoption. Likewise, although both mobile and social HR applications have existed for some time, 2012 proved to be a tipping point for these technologies as well, thanks to the consumerization of the workforce and the increasing number of businesses finally coming to terms with the benefits that can be achieved by pushing collaboration and interaction onto mobile devices and into the social sphere. And software vendors have taken note of this as well, with Salesforce buying Ripple, Microsoft getting into the game with Yammer, and countless others like Infor's Lawson, Kronos, and Ceridian laying the foundation for increased mobile device innovation. And finally, much like what was seen with a number of on-premises application vendors declaring themselves to be in the cloud, 2012 also saw a marked increase in marketing messaging related to analytics. As we've discussed before though, not all analytics capabilities are created equal. Traditional, pre-built, simple dashboards and reports are now ubiquitous, and even some basic analytics capabilities are slowly starting to become less of a differentiating factor than they once were. Yet very few HR software vendors have been able to tap into the deeper insights that other business applications like CRM and financials have. And according to IHRIM, even fewer businesses in 2012 seem to take note, with only 35% indicating they were in the process of HR analytics software deployment. In large part, this issue centers on the fact that, as Ventana research found, nearly half of all businesses said a major barrier for necessary change in the HR analytics arena was driven by a lack of suitable software. Here's 3 things we think you should know about the continuing and emerging trends. First, while cloud applications have certainly matured, what has yet to be fully understood by both vendors and customers are the integration, customization, and hosting options that have become part and parcel with this deployment model. Not all providers have the luxury of building an application from scratch for the cloud, like Workday, and instead must migrate existing customers and oftentimes continue to support past product lines. Similarly, not all providers have the impressive platform as a service, or PaaS, toolkits, a deficiency that can dramatically increase time, cost, and complexity when customizing cloud applications. While prospective buyers are learning a great deal more about these areas, due diligence will always be required to grasp both the benefits and issues that a particular cloud solution might offer. Second, while both social and mobile have permeated into practically every vendor's marketing collaterals, truly leveraging these innovations has not crossed the chasm. Many mobile applications are still simply browser-based and not natively developed for the mobile form factor, which reduces the user experience, user adoption, and utilization. Similarly, social HR technologies have not been fully tapped into yet and continue to suffer from being largely built around vendor hype rather than concrete solutions that solve existing business problems. And finally, with regards to analytics, it's no surprise that more vendors are looking to either develop their analytics capabilities or purchase solutions to address these deficiencies. However, the full breadth of functionalities, such as predictive modeling, data mining, data warehousing, online analytical processing, and more, remain limited to enterprise vendors such as Oracle, SAP, and Infor, and a few point solutions such as Orca Eyes, Visier, and Talent Analytics, making this a decidedly tough spot for those customers leveraging other solutions that claim analytics functionality, but don't necessarily deliver. That said, 2013 and beyond will see major changes to this field as businesses become more analytics savvy, spending increases, which is projected by Cedar Creststone to be up 142% for just analytics over 2011, and tighter integration becomes a priority for vendors across the HCM spectrum. As 2012 comes to a close, these areas make rather clear that a number of forces have finally come together to fuel what will undoubtedly be an increasingly buyer-focused HR payroll software industry. But questions still remain. Will the emerging trend towards a single global system of record continue? Will the push towards contingent labor remain even after the economy eventually rights itself? Among others, these are the types of questions that we're looking forward to answering in the new year. So with that, let's call it a wrap for 2012. I'm Chuck Schaefer, and this has been the Human Capital Management Industry's Year-End Review.